Keyshawn Davis's fight against Denis Berinchyk is now over, and it was nothing short of a roller coaster. As the fight unfolded, pro boxing experts couldn't stop reacting to it, sparking non-stop discussions and debates.
He ran away. Over here, over here, over here. Hey man, my boy did his thing. I'm proud of him. I'm happy. He went out there and he did everything he needed to do to get the win, and now he's a world champion.
Did he look very calm and poised, like that B&B style, that offensive counter punch, and kick the shots well?
Of course, he was calm, he was posed, he was ready. You know what I mean? I told him go out there, enjoy the moment. I said, man, just go have fun and do your thing. Oh, it feels good, man. It feels good. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn said he wanted it, you know. He said he wanted to try to go out there for the knockout. I said that's fine, but as long as we go out there and do it the smart way.
But were you surprised how even Berinchyk is a really tough guy?
He was trash,
I'm talking about just how tough he was.
Thank you.
I mean, just how tough he is. Not talking about his skills. He's always been tough.
He's tough. He's a tough dude. He was tough too, but I mean, we all know. I thought he was gonna be better. You know, I honestly thought he was gonna be better than that.
Is this Keyshawn ready to take Tank out?
Keyshawn can do whatever he wants. Like, I believe in the kid, man. He is growing, he's strong, he's very confident.
Yo, can he beat Tank?
You said what?
Can Keyshawn beat Tank? This Keyshawn.
Keyshawn is definitely showing to be exactly what we thought he was. I didn't think Berinchyk had a lot to offer him because Berinchyk really didn't have much power. And, you know, Berinchyk really won the title in a ugly fashion type fight against
There you go.
What's up, man?
I'm asking him what he think about the fight, Keyshawn. You're hearing it live and direct.
You on your way. Keep it up. Keep it up. You on your way. Keep it up.
Wow. It's impressive, man. He looks strong, fast, excited, you know. He's everything right now. I think he's the future of boxing.
100%. What do you think is next for somebody like Keyshawn Davis?
Say that again?
What do you think is next for Keyshawn Davis now that he's got his title?
Fighting up for another title. Try to get all the titles. That's what they need in this day and age. Like guys who want to go. That's where your name shines, when you go after multiple titles and you go up to weight divisions. You got to be able to be flexible.
Nah, for sure. New York definitely came out for you, man. It was a crazy event, man, electrifying event. It just feel like every single time I fight, man, it's just so energetic, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I be having the best build-ups leading up to my fight, and you know, fight night just be amazing, man. It's always a movie.
Before the fight even took place, boxing experts had plenty to say about how this fight would unfold. From tactical breakdowns to bold predictions, analysts weighed in on what they expected from both fighters. Here's what they had to say before the showdown. Ada Oladipo, speaking to DAZN Boxing, warned that while Keyshawn had the skills to dominate the 135-pound division and was eager to take on top challenges, the fight against Denis Berinchyk would be far from easy.
Like, I put Javante and I put Shakur in there. Like, he's got this killer instinct. He's willing to take all the challenges. I remember that little altercation he had with Teofimo Lopez. He's been asking about that fight. He said, look, I'll go to 140, I'll go to 147 to fight you. He wants the big fights, but this is a tough fight right in front of him.
Oladipo highlighted Berinchyks' impressive pedigree as a 2012 Olympic silver medalist and part of the legendary Ukrainian boxing team that included the likes of Lomachenko, Usyk, and Vodik.
Berinchyks, no joke. I mean, you mentioned that Keyshawn's a medalist, so is Berinchyk. He was a 2012 Olympic silver medal. He's a world championship medalist as well. He's part of that Ukraine team that had Loma, that had Vodik, that had Usyk.
Ade also acknowledged that Berinchyk has not achieved the same level of fame, but he was unbeaten and coming off a significant victory over Emmanuel Navarrete. Ade emphasized that this would be a real test for Keyshawn, acknowledging the Ukrainian fighter's toughness and experience.
So a lot of people expected Berinchyk to be on that level. He maybe hasn't achieved what obviously those guys achieved, but he's unbeaten. He's coming off a really good win against Navarrete, underdog in that fight, found a way to win. It was a split decision, but I thought he should have won. He should have won it clear for me. So This isn't easy work at all.
Oladipo's perspective on the fight was shaped by Keyshawn Davis's confident statements leading up to the bout. Keyshawn had repeatedly emphasized his belief that Denis Berinchyk was a great fighter but not on his level. His confidence was clear in his interviews, where he consistently stated that he felt capable of dominating the fight and predicted it wouldn't last the full 12 rounds. Keyshawn believed that, regardless of how the fight played out, Berinchyk would eventually be broken down.
I just feel like Berinchyk is a great fighter, but he's just not on my level. And like I said, I just feel like I can do it. So I'm gonna go out there and do it. Say my game plan doesn't go to for first round to hit my game plan. I'm ready to go 12 at the end of the day. But I feel like it's not even gonna go 12, bro. I feel like as the fight go on and on and on, whether I'm chasing him or whether he walking me down, he just gonna be getting broke down. And I just feel like, you know, he just not on my level, so I'm just gonna show the people how great the businessman really is.
Hall of Fame boxing trainer Teddy Atlas predicted that Keyshawn Davis would win his first world title, largely due to the growth he's shown over the past year. Atlas praised Davis for his development, noting that he had matured and become more seasoned, particularly in how he now sits down on his punches and places them with precision.
I think Keyshawn wins his first title. He's young, he could move up, he's got the body to move up. I think this will be his first of more than one world title. I think he's matured, seasoned, he's improved over the last year. He sits down more before he moved too much. He always had talent. He was a silver medalist from the Olympics, but now he's becoming a pro. Now, the last year, he sits down more, he places his punches, he controls, he knows his identity, he controls range. I think that he will use his jab.
Atlas emphasized that while Davis had always been talented, he was now truly coming into his own as a professional. He believed that Davis would use his jab to control the fight, go to the body to slow down Berinchyks' movement, and ultimately secure the title.
I think at this point, Keyshawn's ready to win the title. He's going to stabilize him with his jab on the outside, go to the body, take away some of that in and out by taking air out of the tires. I think Keyshawn wins the title. How's that?
Sean Porter favored Keyshawn Davis in the matchup and explained his reasoning on the Porterway podcast clips. He pointed out that Berinchyks' style was flat-footed, aggressive, and highly unorthodox, something that could play right into Davis's hands. Porter suggested that fighters like Davis thrive against opponents who come forward recklessly, as it allows them to control the pace and capitalize on openings. His analysis indicated that Berinchyks' aggression, rather than being an advantage, could ultimately work against him in this fight.
Aggressive, super awkward, and he plays, and that's all. I hate to say it, but that's like, you know, that's like when I'm starving to fight somebody that's going to be aggressive and come get everything that I got, you know what I mean? So
Sean Zittel also backed Keyshawn Davis to win, but acknowledged the tricky elements of Berinchyks' fighting style. He pointed out that Berinchyk excels in transitions, capitalizing on moments when opponents are slightly off balance.
I have no doubt Keyshawn's going to win. It's just how. Does Berinchyk, because Berinchyk, he makes his money, at least he did when he won the belt against Navarrete in the transitions.
Ugly fight.
Yes, he has a very awkward rhythm and timing, and he's good in the transitions. When he's waiting for you to get off balance and take advantage of that. It's not clean, beautiful work. He's not like this guy who's so great at getting off first and taking the lead, and he's not great at being a traditional counterpuncher.
Rather than being a traditional counterpuncher or leading the action cleanly, Berinchyk thrives in chaotic moments, finding ways to exploit small positional mistakes. Zittel referenced Tim Bradley's analysis, noting how Berinchyk uses subtle adjustments, stepping back when opponents overcommit or following them out after exchanges to create openings. Despite this craftiness, Zittel believed Davis had the tools to handle Berinchyks' awkward rhythm and come out victorious.
He really takes advantage, maybe you can explain it to the fans better, Sean, but Tim Bradley calls it in the transitions. You know, after you punch and you're a little off balance, when you're trying to go straight back out, and he'll follow you out, or you're getting a little over aggressive and he'll take the step back, right? So he's crafty, he's savvy.
Teddy Atlas also spoke about why Denis Berinchyk could not beat Keyshawn Davis. While acknowledging Berinchyks' unorthodox and awkward style, Atlas emphasized that it wouldn't be enough to overcome Davis. Atlas acknowledged that Berinchyk Berinchyk is technically solid, using his legs to move quickly in and out of range. Atlas pointed out that Berinchyk is not a puncher, and his reliance on counterpunching and staying off balance wouldn't be sufficient against Keyshawn. Atlas emphasized that Davis's ability to control the pace and his overall improvement would be too much for Berinchyk to handle in the ring.
Berinchyk is very unorthodox, very awkward. He's solid technically. He's not a puncher, but he's solid where, he'll use his legs, he'll get off quick, he'll move in and out, try to keep you off balance, look to counter, look to beat you to the punch, mix it up a little bit, but it ain't gonna be that easy against Keyshawn.
Even before stepping into the ring, Keyshawn Davis confidently predicted how the fight would unfold. Acknowledging Denis Berinchyks' awkward style, Davis expressed that while he couldn't predict exactly what Berinchyk would do, he was ready for anything. However, Davis didn't hold back when it came to his own expectations, boldly stating that he anticipated a first-round knockout, believing that he had the ability to achieve that.
He got such an awkward style. I can't say that he's gonna be doing this or doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just gotta expect the unexpected coming from Berinchyk. But what do I expect out of myself? I expect a first round stoppage, a first round knockout, honestly. I really feel like I can do that.
Trainer Greg Hackett had shared his prediction, believing that Berinchyk was past his peak, though still capable of putting up a fight. Hackett had thought that Keyshawn Davis would work him over and stop him in the 8th round. He explained that Davis needed to take his time, avoid rushing for the knockout, and break Berinchyk down strategically.
But Berinchyk, to me, he not at his peak. He passed his peak. Like he can fight and all that, but he passed his peak. I think Keyshawn gonna work him over, stop him in the 8th round. He gonna work him over though. Good jab, good right hand. Keyshawn in this fight is gonna have to slow everything back up. I mean, don't go out there rushing and looking for the knockout. Like not saying he was looking for the knockout with Lemos, but that kind of happened because Lemos was forced into action. This one, Berinchyk gonna be a little bit more strategic, gonna poke at him a little bit.
Hackett pointed out that Davis's strong jab and right hand would play a key role, but he should focus on working the body and sneaking in uppercuts and hooks. He felt that by the 8th round, Davis would be able to stop Berinchyk.
So this one, he got to take his time, break him down, go to that body a little bit. I mean, sneak them uppercuts in there, sneak them hooks in there. And I'm saying Keyshawn gonna slow him down in the 8th round. He gonna stop him.
Coach Bernie Thaw Boxer shared his high expectations for Keyshawn Davis, predicting that his journey would take him to another galaxy if victorious against Denis Berinchyk. He emphasized that Keyshawn's success would not just be about the title, but about cementing his legacy as a world champion. According to Bernie, once Keyshawn earns that title, it will be undeniable and permanent, adding another feather in his cap to elevate him among the youngest and most exciting champions in the sport.
It's a tremendous fight, but where Keyshawn goes after this is to another galaxy. Again, it's no hype. He's passed all his tests with flying colors. He's shown the proof is in the pudding. Okay, so now we got to go past the 14th. When we become a world champion, you can't take that away. It's etched in stone. So now we go to another galaxy. Now we have something else, another feather in his cap to exalt him. You understand? Which is world champ. One of the newest, youngest, exciting champions.
On the other hand, Greg Hackett stated that this fight wouldn't make Keyshawn Davis a household name. He emphasized that while it was a significant matchup, Keyshawn would need more than this fight to reach that level of recognition. Hackett mentioned that Keyshawn would require further challenges and support, possibly against higher profile fighters, to truly become a household name in the sport.
Is this the fight that makes Keyshawn a household name?
Not household, but this is the one we talking about. We're gonna be talking a little bit, but not household. Household, he gonna need a T.O., he gonna need an Africa, he gonna need somebody. For him to be a household.
The predictions for Keyshawn Davis versus Denis Berinchyk fight wasn't limited to just experts. Fans from the boxing YouTube community also voiced their thoughts on how the match would unfold. Paul and Thomas from ESBR Boxing shared their predictions for the fight, both favoring Keyshawn Davis. Paul was firm in his belief that Davis would become the new WBO lightweight champion. He pointed out that Davis had shown improvements in his last fight, even though his opponent didn't turn out to be as strong as expected.
The WBO world lightweight champion on Saturday night here. I think he showed in his last fight, albeit Lemos maybe not the level that we thought he was going to be, but he gave Richardson Hitchens a lot of problems at a different weight. Keyshawn, came in overweight against Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis blew him out of there. Looks like he was hitting harder than ever.
Despite this, he believed Davis's power looked better than ever. However, he didn't think Berinchyk would get stopped, predicting that the fight would go the full 12 rounds. In his view, Davis would secure a decision victory and walk away with the WBO title.
I think he wins. Although I say he's hitting harder than ever, I don't actually think he'll stop Dennis Berinchyk personally. I could see this going the full 12, but I believe we'll have a new champion, and I believe Keyshawn Davis will be victorious via decision, and will have the new WBO belt around his waist. What about you, mate?
Thomas echoed Paul's views, agreeing that Berinchyk had skill, but wasn't on Davis's level. He acknowledged Berincyk's strong performance against Navarrete, but felt that his awkward style wouldn't be enough to trouble Davis.
I agree with you 100%. It's how I see this one going. I do think Dennis Berinchyk will last the full 12. He's a very skillful guy. Not the most pretty to watch. Against Navarrete in his last fight, put on a great performance. Obviously, wasn't necessarily pretty, but I feel like a lot of that has to do with Navarrete.
Thomas emphasized Davis's physical abilities, stating that he couldn't see Berinchyk overcoming them. He predicted a dominant win for Davis.
I don't really see, although he is quite skilled, I don't see him really. I don't think he really has Keyshawn Davis is just so physically talented. I would have a hard time believing that he wouldn't be able to overcome someone like Berinchyk. So yeah, I see Davis winning pretty handily here. Maybe 9 rounds to 3, 10 rounds to 2 kind of fight.
Johnny from Johnny Says Boxing expressed that while he believed Davis would win, he disagreed with the heavy odds in Davis's favor. He thought the fight would be closer than the 6-1 prediction, stating that Berincyk's unorthodox style would make things difficult for Davis.
Berinchyk is going to go in there and just get washed. So to clarify my point, I don't think it's a 6-1 fight. I'm not saying Berincyk's going to win. I took Davis to win. I think it's closer to a 2-1 fight, and I think it's going to be exciting and interesting. Berinchyk has an interesting style. Davis is going to have to figure that out. And I do think Davis will come out victorious, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than 6-1.
Kai King from Major Predictions. With Kai King emphasized the unpredictability of Berincyk's style, stating that it might take Davis around 3 rounds to figure him out. He highlighted that Berincyk's awkwardness might land a few unexpected shots, but once Davis figures him out, he would exploit his weaknesses.
3 rounds. I give it 3 rounds until Keyshawn Davis figures out his style and starts exploiting him. Because this guy, like I said, he's very tricky. Meaning Dennis, very tricky, very unpredictable, and he might land 1 or 2 shots that Keyshawn Davis might not be expecting. But let's talk about Keyshawn Davis now, right? Because it brings it to him now. I think his style right now is very, very mature. He's very, very composed. He's always in the fight. This guy, he's not backing away.
He also noted that Davis was skilled at picking opponents apart with his jab and combinations. However, Kai pointed out that Davis hadn't faced top-tier fighters yet, which could make the fight tougher. Despite this, he ultimately believed Davis would win.
Everything is very strategic. He's picking his partners apart, has a very good jab, puts the combos behind the jab, and he also is very, very good at reading the other person, so that's why his defense is pretty decent. He doesn't get hit a lot, but then again, he hasn't fought that many high-caliber fighters. Actually, he hasn't fought any high-caliber fight.
The host from BoxStars shared his belief that Davis would win, predicting a knockout victory. However, he also acknowledged that Berinchyk wasn't an easy opponent and warned viewers not to underestimate him. Despite this, the YouTuber's main prediction was that Davis would secure the win, with a knockout likely, given Berincyk's more vulnerable moments during the fight.
Keyshawn Davis wanted that title fight, and now he got it. And while I do got Keyshawn for the W, really I got him for a knockout. Dennis Berinchyk is not a walk in the park. I'll be the first to say that. But now I want to hear from y'all. What's y'all predictions on the fight? Y'all think Keyshawn gonna get that W? Y'all think he gonna get that knockout? Let's talk boxing.
Axel72 YouTube channel, known for his detailed fight analysis, predicted a 5th round TKO win for Davis. He reasoned that while Berinchyk had a solid chin, Davis's superior combinations and punching power would eventually overwhelm him. Axel explained that Berinchyk would struggle to land successful singular shots, as Davis would be quicker and more powerful.
Davis is the favourite for this fight, and I think that Davis will win via TKO in round 5. Yes, I've mentioned the fact that Berinchyk does have a good chin, and I believe that's true, but I also think that Davis is going to be able to capitalise upon Berinchyk. I don't think Berinchyks going to be able to have too much success going in with just singular shots. I think Davis's combinations.
He also compared Davis's skills to those of other top boxers, indicating that Davis had the technical ability to avoid mistakes that others had made when fighting Berinchyk. He felt that Berinchyk would find it difficult to cope with Davis's pressure and combinations, ultimately leading to a stoppage.
Are going to be much more superior. I don't think Davis is going to make the same kind of mistakes in which Navarrete made in the fight versus Berinchyk, where Berinchyks just going to be able to capitalise on that with the singular shots. I think Berinchyks going to have to offer a lot more power-wise to really deter Davis, and I think Davis is really going to be able to land big and catch Berinchyk off with the power, and if he puts Berinchyk onto the back foot, then I think Berinchyk might struggle a bit.
Lucas Catelli from Lukey Boxing expressed confidence in Davis's victory, but he didn't completely disregard Berinchyks' skills. Lucas noted that while most fans expected Davis to dominate and make a breakout performance, Berinchyk would be a tough challenge and wouldn't simply hand over his title.
Dennis Berinchyk will make the first defense of his WBO lightweight title against Keyshawn Davis, and I think most people, given how well Keyshawn Davis has been moving through the division, taking a near Lomachenko approach, moving as fast as Shakur Stevenson did as a pro to a title, people are expecting this to be a breakout performance and Keyshawn Davis to be a superstar boxer moving forward.
However, the fight is over now. Did it live up to the hype and expectations? We want to hear your thoughts. Share them with us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates, analysis, and all the latest news in the boxing world. Stay tuned.